How's it going, everyone? Today we're talking about writing in the workplace. When I think of writing in the workplace, I think of efficiency and clarity. So efficiency is simple. It's getting information to someone quickly. It's much easier to send a message or a quick email than it is to walk over to their cubicle and explain things to them. Another reason for writing would be clarity. Sometimes things get lost within discussion. And also, if a company wants to put out a memo, they can be very clear with the information they want to put out there so people can know exactly what's expected of them going forward. Whenever I'm writing, my biggest thing is consider your audience. So this goes in many different directions. One direction is we have team members in China. So I was told when I first started that I need to talk to them as if I'm talking to a 4-year-old, not like they're not smart enough to understand, but English is not their first language. So if I'm not careful and I don't word out everything carefully and precisely, they may not get the clear message of what I'm trying to ask them for, and then it may cause problems going in the future. So it's always important for me to, when I message them, to be very clear and precise and simple. And then another thing with my team, we have 3 different platforms we use to communicate. We have our email, which is extremely buttoned up and professional. We have Microsoft Teams, which is kind of like a messaging chat within the company. So there's groups in Microsoft Teams. If I want to message a certain group of people, direct all goes to them, or an individual, and then that's more laid back to where I can just send a message and give them the information or send over files. And then, which is another fun thing for us, is we have Skype. So Skype is more of like anything goes, whatever personal thing you want to get off your chest or whatever you want to talk about. So Skype is almost like we're not at work. And then we have Teams for everyone within the organization, and then email is going to be our most professional, buttoned up form of writing, where we're representing the company with everything we say. So I might be going outside the reading a little bit, but here's some tips and tricks and tips that I've learned with me growing in this position. I use Grammarly for spell check. So anytime I type something out, I always want to spell check it, and then Grammarly helps me get the correct words in there or punctuation, especially punctuation. And then I use read out loud. So I use read out loud because sometimes what you might not think that you have a certain tone with the way you're sending a message, but when you hear it read back to you, it may not come off the way you want it to sound. So having something be read out loud, where the system reads it back to you, kind of gives you that feel of what the person receiving the message is going to hear or read. And then the last thing I have is I highly recommend everyone do this if they're using Outlook, is a 3-minute delay. So when you hit send on an email, if you have the 3-minute delay turned on, it actually doesn't send the email for 3 minutes, and it allows you to go in and stop the send. And so if I send an email out and I realize that I shouldn't have added someone on there that's on it, or I should have added more information and now I have to go send another email. If it's within the 3 minutes, I can go in and make the correct adjustments, and that's a lot easier than having to recall the message after you've already sent it. So those are my tricks and tips and thoughts on writing in the workplace. Thanks.